What's going on? Yay. Yeah. Whoop. Oh. All right. Yes, it is. He's going down. Okay, you already know. Okay, part two of the Diddy documentary. Let's talk about it. Okay, because of course, after I got off the live, I realized there was some stuff that I left out. And I don't want to leave stuff out. So, one of the main things that I left out that I didn't talk about, and I was like, Dad, yeah, and that too, was the whole situation where in the documentary, it seems like P. Diddy set the whole thing up for Tupac to come to. This is all alleged, by the way. This is all alleged in my opinion. Okay? I'm just stating my opinion, what I think about the whole situation. But it seems like Diddy may have set the whole thing up for Tupac to go to the studio to get Pow Pow because he knew that he could get Tupac there because Biggie was there. At the time, Biggie and Tupac were still close. So if you don't know, Biggie and Tupac was real close. They were tight. And Tupac is not a sucker. So he's not just dealing with anybody, okay? He not. He ain't dealing with P. Diddy. And it seems like the documentary had set it up to make it seem like Diddy didn't like the fact that Tupac wouldn't work with him, but he would work with Biggie or hang with Biggie or whatever. And Tupac, P. Diddy seems like the type of person to be a narcissist and feel some type of way and, have a whole fit if somebody won't work with him and he want them to work with him. Now, remind y'all, they said, what's up, come on in. I'm talking about the 50 Cent documentary, The Reckoning, right? What's going on? Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, okay? Y'all already know I could talk about Diddy all day. So that's what we talking about here. What's up? Thanks for the love. Yeah, put them thumbs up, okay? So, y'all may not know, but hit that thumbs up button, okay? But if y'all don't know, they said that Diddy got his name Puffy because he used to get attitudes. Like he would huff and puff till he get mad and then he would do something. He would just, be like a terror. Like the Tasmanian devil or something. They said he would huff and puff until he get mad, and that's why his nickname was Puffy. That's the rumor about the Puffy nickname, how he got that. So it makes sense. Because if you don't play with him, then you ain't gonna get none of his snacks. Like a little kid or something, right? But it makes complete sense. So I was watching Choke No Joke. He did an interview on someone's platform, and he put some more key pieces together for me. Okay, check it out. All this is alleged, right? So he said, Choke No Joke said that Biggie was in a studio and C's was in the studio, but he not sure if C's and Biggie were in the same studio room because I guess it's one studio and it have a whole lot of rooms. So different people could be in different rooms, recording music at the same time. So Choke said he don't know if C's and Biggie were in the same studio together, but he said he believed that he said I was cooking something and the seasoning is, oh my goodness. messing up my sinus now. So he said that he believed Biggie didn't know that Puff Daddy was even in the studio at the time, because he said those two walked out at two different times. So if they walked out separately, if Biggie walked out separately from Diddy, they probably wasn't even in the same room together. Biggie probably didn't know that Diddy was there. Which means, allegedly, right? We putting the story together, okay? Allegedly, Diddy could have very well set the situation up where he get Biggie in the studio and know he gonna call Tupac somehow, right? And know Tupac gonna come there, right? And I believe in the documentary, someone called Tupac to the studio. Someone other than Biggie called Tupac to the studio. I can't really remember that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. But follow me. Follow me. We're gonna put the pieces together, okay? So somehow someone called Tupac and told him to come to the studio, because now he don't really care for P. Diddy. So why would he be at P. Diddy's studio? Because he don't really care for him. Now, business is business. Could be. So I'm just saying, I feel like, because I'm not going to say that Diddy is a mastermind, because ain't nothing master about his demonic ways, okay? Because stuff have a way of coming back at you. All right, in the worst way. Okay? And I feel like this is the worst way, because homeboy is in a jail cell right now, and he has to hear about, he probably could see, I'm pretty sure he has access to watch the whole 4 parts of that Reckoning documentary. And because he sent a cease and desist to 50 Cent, but they didn't cease and desist nothing. Child, they post that documentary this past Tuesday. So yeah, so he probably saw it. I'm pretty sure he had an opportunity to see the documentary. So he's sitting in there hot right now. I'm pretty sure, right? He got to hear everything that's going on. If anything, his lawyers, his children, everyone he communicate with is telling him. And the people that's in jail, because, them be the main ones. They know more stuff than we know. And we be on the outside. But he see that his destruction, his little house built of sticks, it's all tumbling down, baby. Okay? He had that whole tower full of sticks built up, but 50 Cent has lit a match. And he is burning his empire down to the ground, okay? Because I know P. Diddy thought he was going to go in there, do his little bit of time, and then he was going to come out. Y'all, I don't even think he's going to come home. And let me be one of the ones to say it, because I know I'm not the only one. And I can't stand when people be like, I said it first. Like, how you know what other people thinking? But whatever. But I don't think he's coming home. Because remind y'all, the Keffe D. Merkin trial is, I believe that's in February or March. That's in a couple of months. Okay? And you see all this information. Did y'all see how, who is that? Kirk Burrows put the whole piece, he put all the pieces together. So in the documentary, Keffe D, you can hear him, but you can't see him. He's in there. They played a recording of him with the investigators after everything happened, and he's telling them what happened because he has immunity. And I forgot what it's called, the proffer agreement or something. He had a proffer agreement. It's not immunity. It's something like it, but that ain't what it is. What's up, everyone? What's up? Thank you for joining. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, all right? So on the tape, Keefe D is telling everything. He's spilling the beans, right? He's saying that they had cars that they had a car that was given to them, and it had a secret compartment in it for the pow pow. And then Kirk Burrows said that Diddy, now to they flew to Vegas. Was that the same one? Yeah, same thing. I think I'm getting it mixed up, but no, they flew to Vegas. Was that the same thing, or was that when Biggie got hurt? I think Kurt Burrows was saying that they flew to Vegas, but they sent cars out there, and the car that he might have not even said they flew to Vegas. Diddy sent cars out there because Kurt Burrows was the one who, I guess, is like KK, who y'all hear KK is. So KK make all the moves. She set up the plane flights and everything. That's what Kurt Burrows did. He did that. He had all the appointments. He had the appointment books set up. He took his job very seriously. And he also admitted in the documentary that he was in he didn't call it a relationship with Diddy, but he said that Diddy violated him a couple of times, because he said in many different ways. And he stayed even after he wasn't even getting paid no more. He stayed 6 months after he was getting paid. He stayed there just to do work because he wanted to be up under Diddy and a part of his empire so bad. But anyway, so Kurt Burrows said that he made arrangements for cars to be sent to Vegas. And in one of the cars, Keefe D said that they got the car. He said that the car was set up for them, so they already knew where to get the car from. He didn't say that they rented the car. Now, I remember hearing, I can't remember what interview, but I remember hearing someone say that Keefe D and all the guys that he was with, they rented the car from the rental place, and then they took the rental car back the next day or something. But anyway, in the documentary, it sounds like they were given a car that had a secret compartment in it for the pow pow. So when they were riding around and they saw Tupac, they already had the $1 million bounty out, right? And that's what they were there for. Keefe D said the fact that the situation happened with Tupac and his nephew, the one who passed away like a year later, he said the fact that they had that beef, it was like ammunition to be like, oh, okay, yeah, we got to get them. We got to get them, The bounty is already out there, so now you give us another reason. You don't put more fire up under them to get the job done, right? And cash it in. So Keefe D pretty much said they got the car from somewhere. Kurt Burrows said that he sent cars. They sent cars there. Multiple cars there to Vegas. And he said he didn't know what it was for. Now, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Because the way Diddy is, he gonna talk to somebody about something. Okay? Somebody gonna know what's really going on. Even if it's one of the women. But if he's sleeping with Kurt Burrows, why wouldn't he tell his sleeping buddy what happened? No offense. And Kurt Burrows, I don't mean no harm. You probably won't even see this video, but yeah, he knew what time it was. Matter of fact, when he was saying it, it didn't even seem like he was being honest, completely honest. But I hope that he ended up being a part of Keefe D's lawsuit. Now, if he's not a part of Keefe D's lawsuit after making these serious allegations, then we know something ain't right. And we already know something ain't right about the whole situation, okay? But, I mean, I like the fact that 50 Cent put this out here, put this documentary out here, because it holds people accountable. What's up, Dwight? What's going on? What's going on? But yeah, and I see a lot of mixed, conflicted feelings that people have. Good night to you. Yeah. Top of the morning to you. Is that is that Canadian enough? I believe you're from Canada. But what I was saying. You made me lose my thought. What I was saying. Oh, so a lot of people were saying that they didn't like the fact that 50 Cent put this information out there. They were saying that he seemed like a hater. He broke street code and all type of stuff. And I'm thinking people are really messed up out here. And I don't claim to be one of the most sane people, even though I feel like I am sometimes, a lot of times. But if one person is murking people for no reason just because he mad, like, think about it. How many people have passed away behind Diddy? So many people in his circle have passed away. And most of them is suspected deaths. Come on, people. Like, you don't want nobody to come out and tell that truth? You don't want nobody to come out and hold him accountable for that? People supposed to just be quiet? We talking about human beings, okay? We talking about Tupac, man. We talking about Biggie. Like I said in the last video, I don't know these people personally, but they music hit in a different way. Like Tupac all by itself, okay? Tupac saw police jumping a black man. He saw I think it was two white officers jumping a black man, and he got out of his limousine and jumped in the fight. He didn't even have to do that. How many grown men standing up for somebody in any situation like that? How many grown men gonna stand up and help someone else regardless of what? I don't mean no harm to y'all men, but a lot of y'all are practically females. It ain't a lot of standing up these days when it comes to men. Ain't a lot of men standing up to do the right thing. Come on, Dwight. And I noticed another thing, that men don't hold other men accountable. It's a lot of men who do not hold other men accountable. It's like they can see the wrong in women, but they will not talk about the wrong that men do. And that's the problem. But I said all that to say, anyway, that's a whole nother subject, another topic. But I said that to say that Tupac was like a stand-up dude. Okay? He made the song Brenda Had a Baby, and it wasn't his baby. That was it was heartfelt because it's real. A lot of people, if you don't know someone personally who went through a situation like that, you understood it because you heard of something like that happening before, and you know it's a sad situation. Or maybe that's just, a female thing. I don't know. But Brenda Having a Baby, that song right there hit me, and I was super young. Okay? Matter of fact, when Tupac passed away, I was pregnant. Yeah, when he passed away, I was pregnant. And I guess very emotional, because when he passed away, I cried. I cried like I knew the man. But I liked his music. His music was heartfelt. Oh, another thing too. And then Dear Mama. Yeah. How many men out here making songs about their mama, they single mama? Okay? Most of these men get on get in public and talk trash about women. Talk trash about single women. Single women with children, and most of their mamas was single, raising them. And the daddy wasn't nowhere to be found. But They don't never talk about that situation, right? But Tupac made a song for mamas. If you're a mama, you understand. What other man doing that? I don't know another man that made a song about women. So Tupac hit differently. He was different than other guys. He wasn't trying to be like other guys. Other guys was trying to be like him. Okay? That was a real dude. And we ain't got too many real men out here. I don't know where they at. Okay? I'm sure it's some. I think it's probably like 1 or 2%. Other than that, I don't think it's too many. I'm sorry, I don't. But another thing is another point that it's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to it. Right, Dwight. Yeah, these men not being held accountable, okay? They love to talk about women, but they have yet to talk about the men so the men can be held accountable, because it go both ways. And a lot of times the stuff they say about women is true. It is. It is. But you got to hold the man accountable as well, because 9 times out of 10, the woman may feel some type of way. The woman may be bad, okay? They may be, but they choose these women, and then they get them, they impregnate them, and then they complain about them. Like, who fault is that? And then 9 times out of 10, they leaving the children with the women so the women could take care of them. I saw a video of what's her name? Tia Kemp, Rick Ross' baby mama, and she was saying how somebody was in her comment section and they asked her why she's so mad, why she angry. Man, she went off. That thing was hilarious, okay? She was like, because I got to take care of your behind. I got to take care of the kids. I got to take the trash out when that's something the guy should be doing, okay? I got to pay all the bills in the house when he should be doing that. I got to take the kids to school. I got to put the kids in after school activities. Okay, I gotta be the man and the woman. Now, I don't believe a woman can be a man, and I guess a lot of men think they can be women. But she made a lot of great points right there, and I felt her because I was that woman. I was that single mom doing it all by myself, right? Like I'm always do. I'm excited to see you too, Dwight. Yes, you have a good evening. But I understand that. And it's the truth that a lot of people don't talk about in a positive way. You know, a lot of people a lot of men put women through it. Okay. And then it'd be a lot of women that get on the bandwagon as well. And they be talking junk about other women. And it's like, even if you're not a mother, you still should understand that a lot of women out here do what they can. Okay? And it's hard to be soft. It's hard to be feminine all the time when you gotta be tough, going to work every day, all day, maybe 2 or 3 jobs, okay? Coming home to deal with the kids, got a call from the school, you gotta deal with the school, with the churn, you gotta deal with the homework, with the churn, you tired, you overworked, underpaid, okay? You know, made these churn, you gotta figure out what to cook, you gotta work. Shit, that was terrible for me. And I learned my lesson from that. It took me 3 kids. And my first child I had, she's 6 years apart from my second child. And then after my second child, I had my next one right behind that. So, yeah, I still remember, okay? I say big up to all mothers. Anyway, back to the documentary. Let's see here. What other part I want to talk about? Oh, beating up those women like that. So, what's her name? Misa. So, apparently, Puffy was beating the brakes off women. Okay, Kim Porter, Misa, and of course, men ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna say because we bad, right? We deserve it. You asked the wrong man, and I guess we probably deserve to get beat. I don't know, but he was beating up Misa terribly. Like they said, he beat her up under a car. He beat her so bad she slid up under a car to get away from him. This is who that man is. They say he was hitting his mama. Then Kurt Burrows said that. He said, now he was the one who started Bad Boy with Diddy, right? He started Bad Boy with Diddy. Once Diddy got money, I guess money came in to like get the business started and everything because of the situation that happened with the college and all the people got trampled and then 9 people passed away. He didn't want to put his name on the business, which was a smart move business-wise because those people could sue him and take his money. So he gave his mama 75% of the business and gave Kurt Burrows 25% of the business. I don't know if y'all remember, but I'm 43, okay? And I remember when Mace went on a whole rant talking about Diddy, how mad he was with Diddy because Diddy wasn't paying him no money. And he said, nigga, you ain't got no money because all the money in your mama name. And when he said that, I was like, ooh, I ain't realized Diddy was one of them type dudes. Okay, that's some hood stuff right there. And supposedly Diddy ain't come from the hood. Okay? Supposedly he wasn't no hood type guy. But it makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, how many people I guess in America, that's like a thing. People put stuff in their mama name, like businesses, cars, things like that. And probably ain't really got to, but they did it or do it anyway. But it makes sense, right? To do that. But give your mama 75% of the business that she don't even work for? That's because he was controlling her. Because remember, I can't remember who said it, but somebody said it in a documentary that Diddy slapped her and called her a B word. Who out here slapping their mama? Child. I could never. Okay? Me and my mama don't get along sometimes. Okay? We might not, I might feel some type of way about her sometimes. But I would never put my hands on her. Never. I could never raise my hand to hit her. This dude probably hit his mama just as much as he hit Misa and Kim Porter. And we saw what he did to Cassie. So I'm going to let that go. But yeah. So I can imagine, because I know jealous people, especially men. I know a lot of jealous men who be jealous of women, be jealous of other men. And to me, that whole jealousy thing that's demonic, in my opinion. Because I might feel hurt, or I might feel like, dag, why that happened to you and didn't happen to me? But the last thing I'm going to feel like is, oh, I want to hurt you, or, I want to take something from you, because I feel like anything I want to do, I feel like I could do, even at my big age. Okay? That's why I'm doing the things that I do now. But to be that type of person where you're like, oh, I can't have it. You ain't gonna have it. I'm gonna beat your behind and take it. You gonna beat your mama? That's on a whole nother level right there. That's on a whole nother level. I don't know who out here doing that, beating their mama now. That's very strange. But I hate the fact that a lot of people are saying that 50 Cent shouldn't have put the video out. He's a hater. He's jealous, or he mad that Puffy got his girl. So in the documentary, someone said, I can't remember who, but someone said that Diddy knew that Tupac was messing with a chick in Atlanta. So he went and found the chick, messed with the chick, and then didn't want her messing with Tupac anymore. And I was like, what? What is up with guys sharing women? But you hear that a lot in the industry, right? That girl, Amber Rose, she done been through a whole roster of them. You know, she done been with everybody. Kim Kardashian. It's like they share women, but I wonder why they really sharing women, okay? I don't think they just sharing women because those women just look the best or whatever. I think they sharing those women because those women they know what's up. Like, think about a woman like Cassie. If Cassie was doing what she was doing at her young age, now she was a young girl, and I was a young girl before, so I already know. No, I don't. I'm gonna get one soon though, because I'm doing some business. I found a mentor, and a lot of my stuff I'm going to be sent. We're going to have to use the WhatsApp app, so I'm gonna have it soon. But what I was talking about, that threw me all off. Dang, Dwight, why are you throwing me all off like that? Let me get some chapstick, because my lips chap. Okay, so I'm back. So a lot of so women like that, like Cassie was young, and I remember being a young girl. I remember being a young girl. I was 15 years old, and I was like crazy in love with this guy who was like 24 years old. And he was messing with me, and I didn't see anything wrong with it until like when everything happened with R. Kelly. Then I realized that wasn't right. It sounds stupid, right? But I was going through a lot at that time. I was a teenage mom. I had problems in my household. So my mind wasn't right. I was a young girl, right? But he knew better. You think that old man didn't know better? He knew he shouldn't have been messing with no kid. Okay, think about it. If he messed with a 15-year-old, he'll mess with a 13-year-old. He'll mess with a 12-year-old. Now, I didn't understand that then. And it took me many years after that to even understand it, until I had daughters, especially, I'm going to be honest, until I had daughters, and I was like, oh no, y'all ain't going nowhere, okay? Because I ain't let my children do no sleepovers, no. Okay, they couldn't go nowhere until they was like, damn, in high school. But anyway, Diddy had Cassie doing all that stuff, sleeping with other men while he watched. And then the guy in the documentary, he said that the whole first year that he was messing around with Diddy and Cassie, he said that they were collecting his semen. I don't know if I can say the other word, but they was collecting it in a cup. And he said they would go in the room with it. And he said after he asked about it a year later, he mentioned it. He brought it up. And he said they never asked for it again. And I'm thinking, what the world they was doing with the... That's weird. But Cassie probably was like drinking it, or cause hell, then Cassie said Diddy and other men were peeing all in her mouth and stuff. Like what kind of freaky mess? That's too freaky. But if Cassie was doing that, you know Kim Porter was doing that. Now I don't know if Misa was doing that, because Misa was like the beginning, right? So, and I believe she was like a hood chick, I believe. Big up to the hood chicks. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. That's what they said. I didn't say it. But I believe Misa was the hood chick. So he probably wasn't doing that type of stuff with her. But I really believe her child is Wolf child, because I swear that child looked just like Wolf. And we know that Misa is dirty. She played real dirty, because if y'all don't remember, okay, look it up. But Misa was with Suge Knight, and she had the son, Justin, playing with Suge Knight on the floor. Remember, he took a picture and he posted it, so it's all on the internet. You can look it up. So Misa is that get back chick. Okay, Misa is the Cardi B before the Cardi B, okay? Ain't nobody talk about that, okay? Misa is the original Cardi B. Okay, big ups to both of them. Do what you do, okay? Shoot. But I don't feel like Misa was doing, Diddy was doing that with Misa. That probably came once he, I don't know when that came, but I don't feel like he was doing that with her. But who knows, right? But yeah, what else? Oh yeah, so Diddy is a dirty type dude on a whole nother level, right? Why would you want to protect a guy like that? Why? That dude deserved to be under the jailhouse, okay? If not under the jailhouse, then at least in it, okay? For many, many years. Like, don't come out many years, okay? Like, can't get out. No parole type years, right? That dude is a dirty dude. Because I really, now that I saw the documentary, it put all the pieces together. And, you know, he had to have something to do with Tupac. He was trying to take Tupac out for a long time. Okay, so another thing too. Now, Choke No Joke was saying that Biggie and Diddy, they knew, what was his name? Haitian Jack. They knew him. So I feel like that's the connection there with Haitian Jack and Tupac, because Tupac somehow got real close with Haitian Jack real quick. And I mean, even to the point where his rap group that he was with, that he used to hang with so tight, he stopped hanging with them and being around them, and they didn't want to even be around him when he was hanging around Haitian Jack, because it's like like their relationship and bond just got real quick, just got real big or real strong real quick. But it was like all of a sudden. And then that was right at the heart of Tupac doing all this. You know, he was supposed to be in Above the Rim, I believe. And then he did the Poetic Justice movie. And then he did the big movie he was real famous from, where he played the real thug, okay? I couldn't stand him in that movie. Matter of fact, I don't think I liked him at that time because he did that movie. And I felt like he shouldn't have did that movie. So what is the movie, y'all? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what movie I'm talking about. I think he was only in 3 movies. But I couldn't stand him in that movie. Because he was just, that wasn't him. But he played that role well. But, I mean, anyway, we could do all things, right? But, so, yeah. So, that lets me know that Diddy set that up. Like, that dude worked overtime. No wonder he was using so many drugs, so many rugs, sorry, with the D that he was using, because shoot, how you sit around and plan all this stuff for everybody? Okay, you got to handle all your women that you messing with. They can't mess with nobody else. You figuring out what guys messing with women that you want to take, because he even took Kim Porter from someone. And Misa was taken from Eric Sermon. Misa was taken from Eric Sermon. Kim Porter was taken from I'll Be Sure. J-Lo was taken from one of them white men. I don't know their names. I'm sorry. Only one I know is Ben Affleck. And I think she's still with him or something. Every woman he got, he took from another guy. It's on some cold weirdo stuff. It's just crazy. It is. And I believe, okay, I'm going to talk about it. I believe, and I believed it then, when I was a young girl, okay, 14, 15 years old, when I saw Faith Evans with Biggie, I was like, nah, ain't no way. You ain't gonna pay me to believe that. You can't make me believe that relationship was real. I feel like Biggie set her up to be with him because he probably liked light-skinned females. Most guys do, right? You give him someone pretty. Even though he was with Charlie Baltimore, she wasn't that cute, though, in my opinion. I don't know. She was real slim, but she wasn't cute. To me, Faith Evans was the bomb. She was a gorgeous girl. She could sing. Charlie Baltimore was, she rapped. Lil' Kim did that. So that wasn't nothing special. Usually with black men, they like the light-skinned chick, right? Light-skinned, white, lighter, bright. They like those chicks. Those are prizes to them, right? So Lil' Kim was... Can y'all hear me? I had a call come in. I hate when that happens. Can you hear me now? I hope you can hear me. But Lil' Kim was cute. She was cute, but she rapped. And then she had a lot of stuff going on in her family. Her family situation wasn't good. It was just a hood. And Biggie would mess with her, but he didn't want to actually, be with her on a whole public basis. Like, he married Faith Evans real quick. Too freaking quick. No man marries a woman that quick. So that lets me further know that something wasn't right with that situation. Because I was like, dog, he just met this girl and he married her? You knew he was with her, and next thing you know, they were married. Just like that. And then she was pregnant. Just like that. And it's like, why would she thought that he was a faithful guy? Because he was messing with Charlie Baltimore. He was messing with Lil' Kim. Probably Diddy. I don't know. I was about to sing one of his raps, because he said that somebody was so cute he'll blank on her daddy pee. He'll put in his mouth the daddy pee, and I thought, why would you even put that in your song? That's stupid weird. Who talks like that? Hanging with Diddy. Hanging with him. And I got another, I believe something else too. I'm going to just talk about it because I ain't never heard nobody talk about it either. But I feel like Diddy probably was the one set Craig Mack up with either someone who had a package, a fatal package, and that's what caused him to have those health problems, or just gave him a package. And that's why he had those health problems. And that's probably why he went off to that. Because he was in South Carolina. He was in some cult in South Carolina when he left his whole family. He left his wife, left his children, and went and joined this all-white cult. And he stayed there until he passed away and wouldn't go nowhere else. He stayed right there with them. But I feel like he probably was hiding. He probably was ashamed, because if you think about it with the Eazy-E situation, Suge Knight made it very clear. He said, you don't have to fight somebody. All you got to do is, hit them with, inject them with something. And I really feel like Diddy did that because, Craig Mack did an interview saying that he was so upset at Puffy because Puffy didn't pay him no money, right, for his music, that he was contemplating taking Puffy out. But I guess he didn't want to have that on his conscience. But what if he would have? Then Puffy wouldn't have been here to... Then Puffy wouldn't have took Tupac out. I'm sorry, allegedly. He wouldn't have took Biggie out, allegedly. Those guys could have still been here to this day, maybe. But it would have came a time where somebody else would have, probably finished the job, finished where Diddy left off. Because, let's talk about it. At that time when Biggie was a big thing, Jay-Z was around Puff. Everybody like to talk about how Jay-Z is the king of rap and this and that. Y'all are, how we forget. I'm not even a big rap fan like that. And I know that is bogus. Jay-Z is bogus. He just as bogus as his hair pieces. Them hair units he wear. He bogus just like that. Okay? Then he stole that image from a gay painter. So it's like, you're not even original in no way. You're a copycat. Then he married Beyonce to big up his career. Them type of men you gotta worry about. I was worried about Bey a long time ago, especially when she wasn't showing up for a lot of stuff, but then he was showing up, and I think she might have been in rehab around that time, because it was a time period, y'all, where Bey wasn't showing up to nothing. She didn't even show up to her own birthday party. Look it up. They had posters of her, full body posters of her at her party. People were taking pictures with the poster, and Jay-Z was there. I was like, okay, she must be in rehab. Because how they even having a party for Beyonce and Beyonce ain't there, but Jay-Z there? Either they were split up or she was in rehab at the time. I don't know. This is all my opinion. This is alleged, okay? I'm just thinking here. I'm just thinking. Putting some pieces together, okay? We're just trying to figure it out. But yeah, messy. Okay, messy boots, child. Diddy is going down. Okay, and there's so many people ready to see that. Okay, justice for Tupac, justice for Biggie. And it's sad that both of them went, and then their moms passed away also right behind them. And I just knew Valletta was going to be able to see Diddy go down. But I feel like he may have had something to do with that too, because he didn't want her to, start running her mouth while he going through his hard time. And then word would have got out. Because we see from the documentary that he stay on his game, right? He loved to have a campaign. And we know how he played us, or tried to play the world, when everything happened, when the whole situation happened with the videotape came out about him and Cassie, beating Cassie behind. And I wonder how many more videos are out there showing him whipping somebody behind that he done paid for, and we don't even know about because someone too afraid to say something. because he just take me as the type of guy who probably do that on a regular or done did that more than once. That wasn't the first time because he was too bold. And everybody know that it's cameras in hotels, especially the lobby or the hallway. Yeah, I meant to put up my Christmas tree. That's what I wanted to do. But this poor Christmas tree just sitting right here. Christmas is going to be over before I even put it up. And I was supposed to do two things at one time, but you see I haven't. But, But yeah, so my phone keep ringing. I'm going to come back on here and maybe do a part 3. And we're going to talk about it. Or I'm going to just talk and y'all listen. Because I don't mind that either. All right. Well, peace, you guys. I'll be back with another video. All right. And let's talk about it. Okay. Hit me up in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Dwight, you said, what am I doing for the Christmas season? I'm not quite sure. I want to do something in this big city. I was thinking about that the other night. Like, what am I going to do? I got to get out here. I got to do my hair and stuff. So I could really be out here all nice and stuff. So, yeah. I'm going to figure that out and I'll let you know. But all right, you guys. I'll be back with another video soon. All right, y'all be good. Peace.